Good morning, everyone. And thank you for allowing me to be here today. This program means a lot to me. My name is Monshalia Curie, and I wanted to tell you about my son, Myron. My son was just 5 years old and in kindergarten when I found out that he was having a difficult time learning to read. For those of you from older generations, you might think, okay, what's the big deal? Lots of us didn't read in kindergarten. Well, let me tell you, it's a very big deal nowadays. And if it isn't fixed, and fixed pretty quickly, it can impact a child for the rest of their school career. Myron just couldn't keep up with the other children in his class. He was nowhere near the reading level required to move to first grade. I was informed by his teacher that he may be held back due to his poor reading performance. As a mother, that news left me completely devastated. My child was about to fail kindergarten, a kindergarten failure. I cried. I beat myself up about it. I felt that somehow I had failed him. I knew he was capable. I knew he was smart. I saw him at home. I listened to him express his thoughts and ideas, and I knew he could do it. But what I didn't know was how to help him, how to keep him engaged and focused while practicing how to flip that switch and turn on the light bulb above his head. I needed help. And then I met Sharnice Holmes from Family Connections. That woman is a blessing. There's no better way to describe her. She was everything that Myron needed, and she was everything that I needed. I could tell she really cared and genuinely wanted to help my child succeed. He wasn't just a number to her, another name on a long list. He was someone. That's what I loved most about her. She and I became a team. She was able to identify where he was strong, and most importantly, where he was weak. Mrs. Holmes is so experienced and knowledgeable. She was able to tell me that his weakness was his confidence level. He just wasn't confident when reading, and it showed. The way he would pause while reading, afraid to pronounce a word incorrectly, all of that caused him to read extremely slowly. We started to build his confidence level. After work, I would take him to the Family Connections program at his school, and we'd practice. The different techniques, reading and spelling games that Mrs. Holmes used motivated my son to want to become a better reader. He started requesting to play the games that she would send home with him. I had newborn twins at the time, so sometimes it was hard for me to take Myron back to school for the evening program. Well, Mrs. Holmes came to us. We'd practice more. She gave more games, dropped off books, and advised me on what to do next to help. Without the Family Connections program, my son would have failed. And not only would he have failed, but he might have been labeled a failure by both children and adults, and perhaps even by himself, creating a negative domino effect on his entire education. He would still be having a hard time reading today and would be in danger of failing again. Once behind, it's hard to catch up. Because of Family Connections, my child is one of the top readers and spellers in his grade. He's reading books levels, He's reading books levels ahead of where he's required to be. He's confident, can pronounce words that even I have a hard time with, and maybe most importantly, he loves to read. I wouldn't have been able to do this alone, but luckily I didn't have to. This program was in place right in his school to identify what he needed help with and figure out how to fix it. Family Connections gave my child the chance to reach his full potential, and the outcome couldn't have been any better than what it is. He and I will forever be grateful. Thank you, Family Connections.